This is Ralph Wilson with Web Marketing Today. I'm in Las Vegas at the PubCon conference with Amanda Watlingon, who's an expert in search marketing. Amanda, you used this very strange term called forensic search engine optimization. I thought it was a crack up. What do you mean by that?
Well, Ralph, I've used it for a number of years to refer to when a search marketer, search optimization specialist is brought in to look at a site. Somebody says, my site just isn't doing what it needs to do in search engines for us. And as a search marketer, I go in and I look at it and I have to figure out what isn't working. It's sort of like a forensic science. And usually, by the time you're called, the site is dead. It's so not delivering.
The pathology department.
It's a pathology exercise, and your job is to figure out exactly why it's either dead or barely twitching. And so you go in and you identify things that could have been often cut off at the pass, if you will, if they had done ground up SEO.
So it's easier, rather than try to revive a dead body, it's easier to do it right from the get-go.
Absolutely.
So if you have the opportunity, and I hope you do with your clients, to help them, a lot of people are, they've had a site or two that did okay, but now they have to redesign.
Right.
If they're going to redesign, what should they be doing from the get-go to do it wise and healthy SEO work? What's the first step?
The first step really happens at the planning phase, and really it's looking at how are we going to platform the site, particularly for a small business. A small business needs to be able to make not only content, but adjustments to titles and descriptions and keywords themselves, or at the same time they do content creation.
Yeah. I ran across some folks last week. They could change the content on the page, but couldn't change their page titles, which were all the same through the whole site.
Yes, and today, if you use Google's Webmaster Tools, they'll kick you back a notice that tells you have how many of your pages have duplicate titles. It's not very helpful either for the user or for search marketing.
So the content manager really needs to be wisely selected.
The platform, the content management system has to be carefully selected. Then the second dimension is really as they go in and build the site, you have to sort of exit your own personal thoughts about what should we build it, what should we say, to get out of the brochure thought process. Start asking the other sort of questions. I want to say sort of like sales questions. What's the problems you're solving? People come to your site to address problems. I often find the easy way to do some of that problem solving, I want to say solution setting, is to do the keyword research up front, even before a single word is written.
So in other words, you're going to have them make a list of all of the search terms that someone might use to find their site.
Yes, and then I'm going to ask them, why would somebody visit you? Why would somebody come to this site?
Now, why is it so important to do that keyword research and make that list of terms?
Because the content must match the keywords. And if you start from the beginning, you're not in there trying to shove them in like an overstuffed suitcase. And they're not artificial. And the pages and the flow can be built for the site so that the keywords and the content flow together in a unified package. Okay. Search engine will see it too. Don't kid yourself.
So you have a plan from the beginning.
A plan for the plan, really.
What's the next step?
The next step is making sure the content is built out, and building out the content, making sure that it is not what I call the you in the me frame, but rather in the you frame, and what you, the audience, wants, not just what I want. And I always say that they should avoid at all costs filling the site with corpo speak, which is to say their own jargon, their buzz.
Exactly.
And can that, just get rid of it.
And you're not writing this for the CEO?
You're not writing it for the CEO, I'm sorry, you're writing it really with an intent. If it's going to be a lead generation site, it's got to ask for the order. If it's going to sell, it's got to be clear and transparent that you're selling.
As you're talking about this, I can see no wonder you really need to build the site with SEO in mind.
Exactly.
Because even the writing of the site and what you choose to write about is related to how you're going to do in the search engines.
Absolutely. And quite frankly, then you're almost there. It's like they say, I play golf. And it's like they say that you don't want to get to the green in regulation and then 3-putt the hole. You know, that's how to get a big score real fast, and it isn't good. So what you want to do is you get there, and I have seen so many sites do the launch process in haste. They launch the site before they've done their quality assurance on it, leave it sit in a beta state for a bit, you know, make sure everything works so that once it goes live, it goes really alive. And it's ready for prime time.
Little mistakes that show up can be corrected then.
Yes, but correct it during as much of it as possible before you go live.
Exactly.
And then the smooth launch happens, and you can now you're into having launched a live site and not into forensic SEO.
So down with forensic SEO.
Down with forensic
and
SEO.
Up with SEO from the beginning.
Right.
Thank you, Amanda, for sharing with us. Tell me about your business and what you do.
I'm a search engine marketer. I own Searching for Profit. We're a search marketing agency, a small one. I do mostly strategic planning for clients, focused on search, and a lot of effort around the new dimensions of search, such as the additions that we've done recently, like audio, video, RSS, and then making all of that work together. And with the advent of universal search, there's a lot of work to do.
Well, thanks, Amanda.
Thank you, Ralph.
This is Ralph Wilson with Web Marketing Today.